So sometimes people do not go to the contact page and film the form on my blog and leave me these comments and questions, and I am about to answer them today. Okay, so I'm interested in doing a couples photo shoot with my partner. Can someone contact me on this number to discuss? Right? So if it's an urgent photo shoot, there is a WhatsApp number, and you can find WhatsApp number on my website, and then I can get in touch in 1 or 2 hours time, right? If someone leave me an email on the contact page, it's going to be 1 or 2 days, right, till I will reach them. And at this time, when people are leaving messages on the form and the blog, it takes really long time for me to reply to them, right? So if you're interested in a couple's photo shoot, okay, and want to get a reply right now, and people are very, very urgent, they want me to reply very urgently, then the best way is to find me on Telegram or on WhatsApp, right? And the contact is on my website. So that's what I can tell. Now, I am interested in organizing a couple's video session. Boudoir, sensual, and hardcore. This is another question that comes from the couple, right? I'm interested in organizing a couple's video session. So when people are writing me specifically what they want, like a video session, I know that there will be no photography involved. However, he is sending me more details saying that it's going to be boudoir, sensual, and hardcore. Okay, so boudoir is a photography style. Okay, photography style when the ladies, okay, get dressed and they shoot portraits, boudoir portraits, dressed in sexy outfits, lingerie most of the time, okay, and semi-nude, okay. Boudoir video shoot, it is also possible. Okay, so I think it will be boudoir sensual as a starting point of the video. Okay, because when couple create an erotic video, right, there has to be a beginning. Okay, very rarely I see the couple that they want to undress straight away and perform hardcore scenes and do a penetration. Very rarely. Usually they want to meet somewhere at some point, right? They want to have some cuddles, some kisses, some eye gazing situation, right? Something what they, that's how they will connect and start slowly. That's why probably here in the message is mentioned that sensual boudoir in the video, right? And then hardcore, okay? So there is no hardcore in boudoir, okay? And I call it everything with one word, okay? Erotica, right? Because when you have sexual scene, intimate scenes involved, it's not a boudoir, okay. Boudoir when people are just doing pictures, right? They showing little bit of a flesh, they revealing little bit of a, sexy posing, sexy moves, right? But it's not really uh, intense, okay. It's not escalating, it's not going into a hardcore, right? Boudoir is a boudoir, it's a limited session, okay. When people pretend, it's like they are not going full on into intimate situations, right? They are just being very seductive, okay, alluring, seductive. That's kind of a boudoir. When couples getting in touch with me, they want to say, I want to go beyond that, right, and shoot more than boudoir. And that's why he is mentioned here a hardcore situation, because hardcore, it's a make love scenes, okay, and they want to shoot make love scenes. It means penetration scenarios, okay. And now we have a question, how we are going to do it, because different couple would like to have different movie. Okay, different couple has a, they have a different starting point. Okay, foreplay, right? Some want to go into fantasy shoot, some want to go very simple, okay, and very classic. Some want to go into, I don't know, fetish and BDCM adventures, right? And different kind of shoots happening at my studio. But usually when I see the word hardcore, I relate straight away to corn, okay? Because the corn is a certain scenario, okay? It's a certain scenario, and that's what the majority of the couple has to have in their mind, to copy that, to repeat that. They have some kind of a fantasies they watched online, right? Others doing it, and that's what they want to do. They want to do that too, okay? So that is what is about. Interesting retouch. Okay. Right. So I hope I answered that question. At my studio, you can create photography as well as video scenarios. Okay. And that is something what not every studio would do. Not every studio would go into a very intimate and sexual mode and discover every couple's ultimate fantasy. Okay, not every studio will happen to provide this service and allow people to make all these noises, okay, and do all kind of stuff, right? When we say go to the end, into the climax, right? Slowly but surely. That's kind of a situation here at my studio. Okay, interested in joining the mailing list to watch the video. Okay, interested in joining a mailing list. That's probably from the from the membership blog message. Joining a waiting list. Okay, so I will be opening many waiting lists. Waiting list for online galleries for adults only. Waiting list for adult photography course. Waiting list for Eros Confident course. Okay, so waiting list to watch a video. It's going to be probably in the membership area, right? Because there are two ways how you watch the videos. Okay, one way you are enrolling into a course, okay, for advanced students who already know photography and video and they want to learn specifically adult content. Imagine you are shooting, I don't know, fashion or shooting products or shooting weddings or shooting travel, whatever you're shooting, food, right? You want to change your profession and you want to break into another business and you don't know how to approach this, right? And you need to practice and test your skills and have some kind of a things, explained to you in a certain way. So that's what I would do. Okay, that's I would do. I would invite singles, individuals, right, and couples to create adult scenarios at my studio, and that's what we will be learning on, right? That would be the focus. So when people are reaching out to me and saying we would like to participate in an adult shoot, there is one way of participating is booking the shoot, okay, and being that how to say, the main character in the shoot, okay. But that is not what these people want. People want watching. People want watching the others, how they shooting and how they performing, okay. And there will be information, this type of information on my adult galleries, okay, which I am going to open on Telegram. Okay, who will join my public channel on Telegram, they will get an information there. Okay, so that is one way. But you see, when I'm talking about watching how the other's doing, that would be an edited content or unedited content, but there still will be cropped. You would not be able to watch 3 hours session from zero to the very end, right? There will be just moments that are presented in this gallery, okay? What people, when they're saying, I want to watch the video, They probably want to be behind the scenes, okay, just somewhere sitting in the corner while the whole production is happening, okay, and this is a quite complicated situation because no one wants you to watch. Seriously, when people are booking, they're asking the first thing how many people in the studio, how many, what is how big is the crew? They are concerned how many eyes will be watching, right? So most of the time it is makeup artist, and she will leave, okay, when the shoot will start. So we have a makeover preparation part, right? And usually makeup artist is leaving when we're starting the shoot, and then it's only me, unless it's a bigger project and they would like another photographer, two photographers and videographers be there, right? But usually it's me who's in the studio, right? One person, only two eyes. So when people from the public saying we would like to watch, I want to announce everyone, people who are booking the shoot and paying for the shoot, they don't want any strangers. Okay, they don't want any strangers. I don't want any strangers. Okay, it's just easier this way to concentrate and create that atmosphere, to bring that vibe. And people, when they relax, they are able to shoot amazing content, right? When there are no strangers. For me, it's very easy to break into this mode and make them feel relaxed. They don't see me, they don't feel me. I'm very close. I'm shooting, you know very close up, like that. I'm like very close, okay? And they're key because of my energy. When you go and see the doctor and it asks you to undress, right? By the energy, if the doctor is experienced, you are doing it, much easier, unless you are experienced in dressing, right? When you will see some kind of a newbie who is looking at you and watching how you're undressing, with this eyes, right? So he would be more awkward and stiff, and closed and blocked, right? So depending who you're shooting with, right? When I am shooting adult content, working in adult business for 20 years, believe me, around me it's very easy to undress and perform and show all kind of, taboo topics, and discuss that. So watching is one thing, unless you want to budget the whole shoot. There will be couples who would like you to pay for the shoot, and maybe they will perform, and do it for you, okay? So that's another option, okay, to finance the whole gig, right? So that's the option. And the third option, which is considerable, is this. And that's why probably this blog was with the waiting list. There are clients, okay, who are getting turned on when there are strangers watching. Okay, that is the fantasy, that is kind of like a fetish situation, right? So when there is a fetish situation, then we can invite someone, right? But then what happened is the couple who has such a fetish, they will pay for this guy participating, okay, and then this guy pay for me for participating. So how to say, it's not gonna be a free, you know free joining the shoot situation. No, 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 in adult business nothing is free, okay? Even watching is paid, you know and that's the service, okay? So if we come to that place, and if I have certain clients, I have plenty watchers, I go to my Telegram channel, there are people who subscribe. Everyone can be a watcher there, people would like to see, okay? And it's interesting to watch this type of content. Okay, next question is this: how do we get photos of the models to choose from? We are a couple and would like an explicit video, 30 minutes. We are visiting London. Okay. How do we get photos of the model to choose from? That's a very popular question, because when you're working with an escort adult models, there are agencies, okay? And agency's job is to provide a list, okay? A gallery of the models, right? And that's an agency's job, right? So they hire the model, they get the percentage from the model working in there, right? And that's what they do. When they contacting a studio, photography studio, and they think the photography studio is an escort agency, that's not what's happening in the studio, okay? So the studio creates an adult content, okay, for a public, general public, individuals and couples, and of course for models. That's how we have contacts with the models who provide different services, okay, who has a different range, age range, different how to say services and ethnicity, whatever, right? So through the years we've collected a list of models who would be interested to join the clients privately to the shoot, right? Privately to the shoot. And this specific couple is exactly aiming at that. But what they want is they want to go to the place where they will see all the models possible, right? Like an agency, okay? And then they can watch it and choose it, okay? I provide them options for the model. Okay, but what happens with the model is this. First of all, not every model wants to shoot your fantasy. Not every model wants to shoot all the services that you want. Okay, and not every model is available at that day exactly when you're visiting the London. Okay, even if you look at the gallery of the models. Okay, I have to go and contact everyone and find those options that are available for this specific service, for this time, for this day. Okay, I'm not operating like agency, right? So what happens is usually that I have standard models, okay, and I have premium models. Okay, premium models come from the agency, and agency of course can provide. Okay, but agency's fee is different than my fee. Okay, so if we can hire a model between 500 to 1,000 for a shoot, depending on the service what we want, right? With the agency, we hire a model from 2Ks and and higher. Okay, and what we are aiming for, then we will be looking for a prime, premium models, high-end models. If you know what that means, okay. Right, so that's the thing. Usually, I get an information about couple who is visiting London. I maybe will be checking their ID, okay, because there will be other people involved, right? Then I will be collecting a deposit, okay, and only then I'll go and ask around the models, okay, not the way around, okay. So first I'm collecting a deposit, and then I'm finding a model. If I'm not gonna find the model, the deposit will be refunded in full, right? That's how it works. What I don't want to myself go around and speak with the models and have no deposit on hand, because models, you see, they don't like this. They are okay if you're not choosing them, but if you do not have a deposit, you're not serious about the services, right? And there are a lot of people who just want to see the options, look around, and that's not what we are doing here, right? We are choosing a specific fantasy, and then we are adding to that fantasy that model, okay. And I am that person who actually helping them, okay, helping them to find that model, because it's not straightforward. There are not many escorts who are available to shoot, okay, erotic fantasies on camera and on film, okay. They are okay to do an escort in a hotel, this is their job, but go with you on the camera, it's a different gig. Okay, so that's why it's not straightforward. But when you choose to shoot a model through the studio, it's a guaranteed win, because model will arrive. Okay, no, seriously. What I mean by that is 100% the model will be ready. Okay, the model will bring hot and sexy outfit. The model will arrive on time to the studio, right? And the model will provide the services. Okay, that's what will happen. Okay, next question. Love your site. Really interested in more info on the cockhold shoot. Can you organize a male model to join me and my wife? Thanks. The answer is yes. Okay, and that involves an adult fantasy, okay, towards a male model. Okay, most of the time, and most popular male models are with the big size, big or huge. That's what they're looking for. 99%. Okay, 99% they are looking for a very masculine, okay, like macho man, then great physique, fitness, great looking body, 100%, right? Then just just nice looking guy, right? Relaxed, open-minded, that kind of a good with woman and stuff, and with the huge size. That's what they're looking for to hire. Okay, and my studio can offer an options for this type of models. Okay, so in the UK, this is the most popular fantasy in the UK called fantasy shoot. When we invite male model to join them, there are two ways how the shoots happening. One way is that the husband, okay, just watching and sitting on the side and not interfering in the shoot. Sometimes even quite distant, you know. Yeah, right. Sometimes they sit next to the bed, sometimes very close, but sometimes not, so they are not, participating in the shoot really, okay, but they are there. And there are two types of models. One type of model doesn't mind, okay, that the husband is around, and it's actually making them even more turn on, I would say. And the other type of a male model who would not shoot if the husband is there. And in that case, then the husband is sitting in the car or not coming at all, okay? Or coming and having a makeover, and then the model arrives and he's going to have a walk, and do something, right? So that kind of a situation with the Google fantasy shoot. But yes, the studio is helping to hire the models. Model prices are from 350 per hour, okay, depending on the model, of course, you can have a corn star, or you can have just, like a fitness guy situation, right? Different guys, but yes, couples would like to have this adult fantasy, erotic fantasy, because they're dreaming about that, right? Because they're dreaming about that. Most of the time, okay, most of the time, I can tell you very often, a husband will get in touch with me first, okay, and woman doesn't know anything about it. Oh, happens so many times. And I will ask, does your wife knows, or does your girlfriend knows? This is like, no. Then you ask her to contact me, okay, because she needs to know. So, in their heads they think that the woman is very easy, to agree on this, you know it is in their heads. They think that she would just jump on this, right, call. But not every woman is that brave. They're very much conservative in general, okay, in terms of they worry about their body, they worry how the relationship will be after. With the husband, maybe will be reminding this constantly about this, and they don't want to get any kind of situations like that. But there are also women who spend all their life, being a housewife and never been with anyone else, okay? And this type of photo shoot, when there is a seriously mature woman come, and I hired a model, and one lady, she's saying, oh my gosh, he's younger than my son. I'm like, even better. you know so that kind of a situation. So it helps women to how to say, to broaden, expand their understanding about intimacy, about adult fantasies, and of course it changes them. It changes. The process is shocking, I can tell you, for the woman, especially when the first time and she never been, and she's so faithful woman, such a good wife, and I could see on the husband, he is loving her, but he knows that it will shock her, just change the whole system. And then they sell the house and travel around the world and so on, and just amazing. You can actually change the energy, you know. You don't have to get old. Yeah, sexual energy keeping us alive, right? And it stimulates us and motivates us to do many things, right? But unfortunately, a lot of people choosing to get old, right? So that's what it is. Okay, next. Okay, so just confirming this for couple fantasy shoot. Yes, I am arranging the model. I am agreeing and making all, you know, like conversations on the couple's behalf. Couple don't have to even see the model, but I am communicating and with the couple and with the model and just organizing everything. So that's the thing. Okay, we are looking for a video shoot. It's the second question. Another question, right? We are looking for a video shoot, but due to an operation of my bladder, I can't ejaculate, so we'll need someone to make it look like me coming on my wife. Can you do this? Yes, I can. Okay, it happened to me many times. You know, when people cannot come, right, they want to initiate this, insinuate it, and make it look fake. And when you shoot it on the camera or on the film, it can be shot in the way that it doesn't look fake. Okay, only you know it. And we know this because I know that we watched a lot of movies and you think that these actors are seriously having, you know, certain interaction, but that's not true. That's all been faked, right? It's just acting out situations. So yes, there are many ways how you can do that, right? And how you can shoot it. Okay, insinuate even less pressure for me. Okay, because you see with the climax, right, there are people we agree on the final shoot and the final scene, and it will become shots, right, and then they forget to tell me. Okay, I said you have to tell me, you know, a few minutes before because I am not with you in that intimate moment. I cannot feel when you are, you know, gonna do this. Okay, I am not, right. I'm standing right next to them, right. I can suspect when it's coming, right, but you know I'm not there in the way, so they have to tell me. But in that moment when there is this, you know, situation, they forget to tell me, so my camera could be focused somewhere else and then I'll just catch the glimpse of it, right. It's not fully. Some people, when we are absolutely prepared and they are in control, we are shooting really well, you know, good shots. So that's another thing. And sometimes when you expect some kind of a huge, you know, orgasm, right, and it didn't happen, it also happens, right? There is something, you know, something different that you than you expected, right? And it's kind of interesting because, oh, I remember once we shot with one of the models, and it was this guy who was shooting erotic scenarios with the model, and his wife approved and allowed him, and they were choosing then great pictures together. He was a very faithful husband. He was in his 60s, okay? And it was his birthday present to be with this model, and they were shooting these intimate scenes. And you know, when there are men in a certain age, you do not expect much, okay, or too much. And I remember he came twice, you know, at the same time. It just couldn't stop it. That's how much, you know, excitement was, right? It's you know, and the model was great, of course, you know, and everything was great. So yeah, so you know, you think young man and he should deliver the performance, not all the time, you know. So that's what I'm saying. Okay, can you tell me more? Next question. Can you tell me more about Eros course, please? Can I just say hi quickly to everyone? Someone who has questions about erotic photography. Today I'm discussing questions, requests, left on my blog, and when people are not contacting directly but leaving some messages on my blog, it's just left behind. So I'm just coming back and replying to most of the questions. Usually when you see me, I am discussing adult photography. Okay, adult photography, adult fantasies, what kind of games they play, role play scenarios, photo shoots with hot and sexy models, photo shoot for singles, dating, photo shoots for women, boudoir, glamour style, for men, nude explicit, right? What they want, cum shots as well, and then couples shooting most of the time, make love scenes and hardcore scenarios, right? Sometimes fetish adventures, sometimes booking models, you know. So that's what my studio does. And also I wanna do adult photography course because there are people interested, okay, about adult photography. They wanna practice maybe on their girlfriend or their wife. Maybe they already have a skill. Maybe they are a photographer who just want to break into another business, right? And it is much easier always when you have someone who can answer all of your questions and have a certain opinion on these topics, right? So that will be a photography course for beginners and for advanced. And this one upcoming question is about Eros course, Eros transformation or confidence course. And I'm going to talk about it. But now I'm just saying hi, hello to people who are joining my live. I'm scrolling, that's why my phone is shaking. Just want to go to the very start. Okay, so just going to the very start for messages. For messages, this is the moment, right? You ask me questions and I reply. Okay, this is the moment. Hi, hello to everyone. Hi, hello. Discussing boudoir photo shoots, asking about boudoir packages. Okay. Um, Boudoir packages. You see, my studio do more than boudoir. Okay, boudoir packages is with the most of the studios around the world. Okay, and my studio experiment and push the boundaries. I am in adult business for 20 years and I have a medical background. Okay, so for me it's very easy to be with people who are naked and performing adult scenes, right? Hi, hello, hi, hello, hi, hello. I am eating a pomegranate to hire more my testosterone. Okay, I can tell you about the body. Okay, I can tell you about the body. You know, body is the lab and you cannot control it, what it produces and how it produces, right? You can eat as much as you want. Again, people around the world always, how to say, giving their opinion and suggesting certain things. But we are very much unique. Everyone is individual and have their own specific lab, okay? And there is no other like that, okay? So your body knows how to produce testosterone, believe me. You can eat pomegranate, you can eat bread, you can eat whatever. It's the highest energy that it will convert it into anything what you need. Okay, your body knows how to produce it. Okay, I stopped listening any news, any advice long time ago. Okay, just really a long time ago. Okay, but the only thing is a placebo effect. Okay, it's been proven, okay, that it's working. If you believe that pomegranate will produce a testosterone for you, okay, and that belief is, deep inside you, unshakable, that's exactly what will happen. So keep believing, okay, keep believing. Right, hi, hello, hi, hello, hi, hello, hi, hello, hi, hello. Hi, hello, hi, hello. Enjoy the day, little sister. Little sister, I like that. I am so beautiful. Yes, you are. Okay. Emojis, what we have? Do we have any questions? 9 messages. Okay, it's getting better, it's getting hotter, right? Pantyhose. What is pantyhose? Okay. Have you noticed that I'm not English? Right? So even if I speak in English and I try to explain my topic, my jam, I do not know many things like pantyhose. What is that? Love your hair. Okay, we finished with that, right? Uh, what I am wearing, you see, when you see the model, okay, when you see a model, escort model, or any kind of glamour model, a fashion model, they are absolutely loving these questions, okay, loving these questions, seriously, right? And they are answering. So you go on the fashion channel who are interested in your question because I am not. Okay, what I'm wearing is my business, not yours. Okay, that's how it goes. Okay, can you tell me more about Eros course? That's the next question. What that is? Many thanks. Okay, many thanks. On my channel, I discuss the topics that I want and that are important to me. Okay, and what we come to an Eros course, I can tell you that this is a very new situation, and for me and for public on this planet, because Eros course is targeting people who have sexuality issues, who have confident issues, who have baby issues. What that means, baby issues, most of the time adults, okay, adults who do not vibrate in a sexual energy, right, they are not able to express themselves and connect with the loved one, okay, and also make money. That's how you know that their sexual energy is low, right? If I ask how is your relationship, how is your, love life, okay? Are you buzzing? Are you enjoying it that much, right? Or how is the business going? How is the money situation, right? So this is all, or even health, if you go into a health topic as well, right? Because our body is controlled by the hormones and there are other substances, right? And our body all relates to sexual energy, right? So asking all those questions, we know how we operate with that source. Sexual energy is the most important source for adults. And what happens when adults fall into a child's energy? That's how we came up from. We came from the child's energy. We were born premature, undeveloped, right? We were children learning to become adults. We had this hormone switch on and we start changing, right? Evolution started happening with us. But energetically, there are a lot of people who did not transit into that adulthood. They're still children. Yesterday was one guy on this live, I was translating yesterday on the live, and he found me on Instagram. Okay, and you found me on Instagram, and he's sending me a message. Oh, are you this lady from that live? Can you send me your selfie? I really need a photo shoot. And I said, I'm not shooting children. Okay, because adult mind would not send me this message. He says, I am not a child, I am 30 something, I am, making adult movies, on OnlyFans. Okay, that's great. Okay, that's great. But what happens is this: children meets children in their life. Okay, seriously, right? Or children meets mommy and daddy. Okay, that's why we have this relationship in adults. People are surprised why. Okay, so what happens with this children energy? I can tell you, the sexual energy is just not going through. Okay, the 2 days ago I was answering this question when the couple is asking me how I will create an erotic photo shoot because they want to create adult scenarios, but when the husband is creating, like going down on her, the wife is giggling and laughing all the time. Okay, and she, like I'm explaining, she's not able to enjoy and go deeper into that sensation because she's in the child's energy. For her, it's all tinklish. Okay, and she wants to laugh and giggle like it was, when her father maybe was tingling her, when she was a child. So what happens with adults? Why adults in general don't have motivation, don't have a, successful career, cannot find themselves or cannot find the loved one? Okay, because they still stay in a child's energy. you know a child's energy, when they question, when they complain, when they're unhappy, when they have no confidence, when they don't know what to do. Okay, children don't know what to do. Yes or no? Right? Children are confused, children are lost, children don't know where to go, children, that's the child's energy. And when you listen and speak to adult, you realize that he is living in a different world. He did not grow up yet. And there are adults who are already going to die soon, you know? And that's the situation. That's the situation. There are people who will never enjoy that life to the fullest as an adult, intimately, sexually, right? There are so many people who are lonely. A huge percentage, right? People who are alone and lonely, right? Because they're scared, right? Because they feel this unpleasant emotions, you know unpleasant emotions. So eros course is for those who want to grow up, right? And first, of course, we are going to hit into, find that weak spot, right? Because look, if you are scared to undress in front of your woman, or you feel embarrassed, or you feel awkward in your body, or you feel that you are not enough, or you feel that, how to say, you don't want to get that job, right? You're afraid, or you don't want, to go live, right? To go live, scared that someone will think of something, that someone will judge you, right? Or someone will say some negative comments. People are scared of certain things. That's the child's energy. And we came from that. And child's energy starts and can stay in a different fields, okay? And then expand in a different fields. Like, for example, for me, I can tell you, going into a big business, right? So I'm very good to developing a small business, but when it comes to, how to say, going big, I'm kind of, I don't have this energy towards that. So everyone, flip back into a child's vibration in a certain content, right? Someone in their, relationship, someone in their business, for example, someone, the money situation and so on, right? How to make money, what to do, and so on. Constant question, right? There are so many people who are searching for this, and what they're searching is in here. Okay, these are lost and confused children who do not know how to make money. That's how it goes, right? So sexual energy is important for adults, right? You can check if you do not have that sexual energy vibrated in your body, right? First of all, health situation, relationship situation, and money situation reflects that. Okay, reflects that. So Eros course would be about you and your negative programming. Okay, negative programming that would require a pen and paper and the phone and the computer, right? The phone, I mean your camera, because you don't need any other experience equipment, right? All the experience that you will record will be on that camera. And of course, I've already mentioned that I will start my courses on Telegram. I'm very new to Telegram, but I am thinking that this is a great platform to have a course, because it will be a private group and we can share a private information there. There will be selfies and you will be discussing what you don't like about yourself, right? And you will be hitting into your sexual energy and even in erotic fantasies. What is the erotic fantasy? Erotic fantasy is your mental repair. Okay, that's why it has to be there for you. It's there to fix you, right? To re-edit your story, to revamp you as an adult, right? People are scared to talk about their erotic fantasies. They are keeping it a taboo, right? They're thinking that Julia will be reading their minds and guessing, which many times I am, right? But people are very awkward when it comes to adult things to discuss, right? When they are awkward to share those things, right? So Eros course would break that, right? Will break that rule, that coding, because everyone will be sharing the awkward things, naughty things, and disgusting things about themselves, you know? It's not about your beautiful selfie, okay? It will be about the parts you do not like about yourself and the parts that are hidden in your body other people do not see. It's in your brain most of the time because that's where the information being processed, okay? So yeah, so Eros course, I would say it's a confidence course, right? Body confidence and mental confidence. Confidence about you being an adult and discussing adult things, okay? And you, of course, will be participating in a group, okay? And that group will be publicly, okay, reading what you think about yourself, and you will be commenting about other people, and we will be in the all in the one swimming pool, okay, boiling in the one water. And me as a mentor, I will be one-to-one commenting, okay, on everyone's homework, on everyone's tasks accomplished, right, and pushing them further to undress even more, to peel those layers of insecurity, of guilt, of awkwardness, of I don't want to even mention. What layers you have. Or if you don't know, you will. You see, why it is very good to be in a group, because other people, there will be not just random people, there will be people who will help you. They will be talking about their insecurities, and you automatically will find yourself related to them, because we are all connected here on this universe. So into that course will come specific amount of people, and they will have certain issues, and we will be discussing those issues, so that you would understand that those issues are the part of your issues. That's how it will be. So it's not that only a course for you and me consulting, but everyone will be a part of that course in your life. That's how it will be. So it's a maturity and growing up, right, event, when we will be no longer afraid to tell what we like intimately, sexually, to understand who we are, okay, and of course revealing all the secrets. That's the place where we will be able to do that, okay? So I hope people understand what that is, okay? Eros course, like I said, will be in the group online in the private place. There will be another window where it will be daily homeworks, okay, daily homeworks, and everyone will go on their own pace, okay. Some will be going forward and very keen to discuss and talk about their problems and insecurities, and some will come to watch and will be not able to open their mouth, okay. Everyone is welcome, okay, in their own stage, right. Let me see if I can have another question. What it is 48 minutes. I've seen that you are very versatile photographer and videographer. I'm wondering what traits you would quote for an erotic shoot. Me and my other are looking to capture some erotica moments professionally. So this question is about the pricing. It's presented really nicely. This guy doesn't say how much it cost. Tell me the price. he would go and compliment me, and of course he's interested in photography and videography. And for that, I can tell you this, right? With a Kia and with the Rolls Royce, okay, you can go the same distance. You can just reach, from the point A to the point B, right? So that is why I have budget shoots, I have standard shoots, and I have premium shoots, okay? Those three different sections present different service. In the budget shoots, I spend less time, okay? In the premium shoots, I give more and beyond that, okay? All that I know with the many years, with the wealth of experience in adult business, okay? So there has to be a balance between the client and your artist, a creator, right? It cannot be that the creator will give you 100 times more than you have paid. Okay, that's not possible, right? So that's the logic. But how do I do it? Because every couple and in general, and every individual is different. Some of them are downgrading a lot their fantasies, and then when they come to the shoot, they want to produce the whole Kama Sutra, and some of them exceeded their fantasies and expectations, but when they come to the studio, they cannot perform that much, right? So I don't know what will be the situation, right? I need to meet people and understand, right? Then again, when coming to erotic photo studio, people bring their baggage. Erotica and in general studio, when it comes to undressing, revealing, their body, their whole weaknesses, showing their private parts, then involve performing, right? Moving with the body, then involves sexual energy, right? You have to be turned on to create great shots, not to think about, anything else, right? So there are many things involved in the shoot, right? And plus, there is a photographer, videographer who shoots with the both mediums, okay? Canon, I shoot photography, Sonia, I shoot videos, right? Then there is another part, is the post-production. Okay, people want to know the price, and I don't know how long is the shoot, how many images or videos we taken, what the post-production they want, okay, what kind of the product, right? Some people don't want any editing, just raw files converted. Some people want just few pictures, but the best one, okay, like choose from the 1,000 pictures 10 the best one, right, and edit them. Some people want all the highlights and the best collection in color and the best collection in black and white. Some people want also the gift collection. Some people want, to create a video collection. Some people would like a 30 minutes video. Some people would like 2 minutes videos, but a different, style. So you have 2 minute videos, 5 minutes videos, okay, and then maybe 7 minutes, then maybe 5 or 7 1 minute reels, okay, so different editing format, okay. So how would I know now, and how would I give them the cost? Okay, usually what I do is this: I introduce them to the packages, okay, prices to the packages, and then I try to fit them into the package. Or if we do not know, and we have some kind of like a open budget, right? Then for everyone is the same rule. Solo shoot, you pay to book a deposit, okay? Single person, one person in the studio paying 540 deposit. Then we arrive to the studio, and then we actually realize what they need, okay, what they want, and what it takes, okay, what it takes, seriously, right? What it takes. And two people shoot, right? They pay 740 deposit, and then we will see how it is. But the only asking I have for everyone is to be honest, because I will going to find out anyway, right? When we create the wedding photo shoot, I'm going to find out. So when couple, for example, has any kind of problems, right? Or the woman after the cancer, after the illness, most of the time they say in advance. Very recently, I have booked a shoot, okay, with one guy with the hot and sexy model, and he arrived disabled. Okay, and he forgot to tell me that he has a health condition. Okay, and so that is why I am making this video explaining that people are keeping secrets. Okay, and what I'm not gonna find out, I'm gonna find out. The problem is this, right? That my studio is on the first floor, so disabled not really can enter there unless they are able to walk. Okay, so this guy was hardly walking, so he was managed to go upstairs. But you see, with the models, there is another thing. I have been dishonest with the model. When I'm booking a model for a shoot, I have to provide all the information about the client needs, okay, about the fantasies client would like to shoot. And of course, when me not mentioning the client is disabled, it was like a dishonest from my part. I didn't know. And model could say, no, I'm not going to shoot. You understand? So men are very dishonest when it comes to shooting adult fantasy. They try somehow to be very clever and hide many things. Okay, like I would not know. For example, they asking me how much is the shoot, and then when I go into details, I found out that there are two people coming, and then they want to bring another two people, and it's already five people, right? Not one person requiring a shoot, but there are much more. So with the guys booking a shoot, I have noticed there are a lot of misinformation. That is something what I have to tell, right? You have to be honest with your photographer and tell all the details, because that's related to the shoot, okay? Let me just quickly reply the questions what we have here. Thank you for all the hearts. I can see all the hearts there. Keep coming. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And in general, I'm doing it, to make people happy in their love life. Okay, what is that? Okay, and I am quickly checking the messages. And okay, I'm checking the messages. And if I'll see anything, I could definitely use your help. Good, thank you for educating us. It is not an education here channel, but you see, art will always make you feel something and you will feel educated. It will change you inside, right? So when you look at the adult art, that's exactly what you should feel. Okay, some kind of the change inside of you. Okay, deep, I understand. Certainly, I enjoy socializing this way. You mean watching the live? I love the pearls. You got to try the no glasses challenge. If I'm gonna try no glasses challenge, I will not be reading these messages, right? And I'm not gonna be seeing you. I I love with mother. I love with mother. What that is? You're very intelligent. Intelligent. Intellectual people. You see, intellectuality is also come from intuition, you know. There are things people think that they will read a lot of books and they will be intelligent. Okay, but in the reality, our brain is a life substance. I'm very often refer this as our brain is a computer. There are a lot of files. It's like a machine. But you see, our machine cannot develop itself and cannot evolve. But our brain can, you know? Our brain can learn many things, adjust, and humanity doesn't know this. But when it comes to sexuality and intimacy, right, animals doing things, right, and they're doing it because they do not have an imagination, okay. And we have imagination. And that's what it's all about, okay. Sexuality and sexual energy, and in general erotica, it depends on imagination, okay. It relies on that. right? I'm trying to fix the cameras here, whatever. So that's the thing. Okay, imagination, it's related to your intelligence and intellectual. So that's why I am inviting people to learn art, okay, to be aware of it, to understand it, to watch it, to soak into your computer, you know, because it knows, it feels, you know, it knows and it feels. And also we have heart, right? Also we have heart. That's another system. Okay, I love learning from you. If that helps, I'm really happy. Okay, I wonder why that is. Why that is. Why that is, why people avoiding intimacy, why people are closing down, why people are not concentrated on sexuality, why people are reading all the other books but not learning about what is important, about the cars, about the decor, about the cooking, right? Everyone is concentrated about everything else except they being in a sexual energy, you know? When it comes to, for example, my publications or me talking about social media, you see, if I just talk about erotica or something sexual, the robot straight away punish me, straight away suspend me, give me strikes, block me, and so on. Can you go on my Instagram channel? I have one channel completely deleted already, which was old and have a lot of followers. You know, I'm this like a spy. I'm creating other channels that if they will block me, I will still have another access. Okay, and Instagram have two very young channels which doesn't have even 1,000 subscribers. Okay, and I need a few hundred to start going live. Okay, so if you can go, it will be great. Let me just tell me what is my Instagram. I even don't know. What is my Instagram account? Login. Let me check here. Let me check here. What is my Instagram home? Okay. Okay. You know what that is? Julia underscore winter underscore studio. That's one of the accounts. If I go there. Okay, I just posted. Let me just see something. There is another account which I actually want you to go to. But Julia underscore winter underscore studio, that's how you can find me on Instagram. Go and like, please, so that I will be translating there, right? I am that person who is under attack because I am associated with corn industry. Okay, the things what I do, and in general, individuals, people who come to create adult photography, erotic photography, experiment with their body, with their weaknesses, with their insecurities, and create love memories with the loved ones. It's not related to corn for one single reason, is they're doing it not for money, you know. They're doing it not for money. They're doing it for excitement, for a thrill, for adventure, for love, for desire, for passion. There are many reasons why they're doing it, but not to make money. Of course, I shoot adult models and they need a portfolio. So that's the category which, of course, go into business and do it. But majority, they're doing it for other reasons, to develop, to grow as a couple, to do something together, you know, something special they would never forget when they visit London, right? So that's why. Okay. Red Bow, you so lovely. Thank you so much. Child's energy and adult growth. Discuss maturity. Yes. And talented, that's for me. I would just not ejaculate for about a week and do as told. You mean about the orgasm and and the photo shoot with a cum shots. That's what you mean, what you would do. You see, I can tell you one thing, okay? You are very clever when it comes to being watching your telephone, probably, right? Or iPad or computer, right? And giving your opinion. It is totally different when you're doing it, okay? So, in general, sexual therapy, erotic therapy, or intimate therapy, couples therapy, right? They all based on physical and emotional, right? Sacred base, right? They have to feel it and do it. They can talk about it, but it's not going to change. People have to take action, right? That's why going to psychologists, yeah, sex therapists, it doesn't really work, okay? Or in general, if couple going to counseling or any kind of therapy, right, it doesn't work. 80% it doesn't work, right? Because there are a lot of split up people. It's just the result that we have, right? And there are professionals who are very busy putting you into a long therapy, right? It's not like one session you need. When it comes to the photo shoot, adult photo shoot, you can change in one session because it shocks your system, it shocks your mind, it shocks your feeling system, it shocks your spiritual system, it shocks your physical system. You just go into total shock. You think it is easy, you come and shoot it with the photographer who's standing here with the camera and telling you what to do, okay? You have no idea what I'm saying, but I'm telling you, it's not that easy. It's not that straightforward. That's why most of the clients are those who challenge themselves, okay, who accept the challenge, right? Or there are couples when there is one partner very much keen into adventure, very adventurous, and the other is just getting along, okay? Usually it's the woman who is agreeing to husband and going to do a photo shoot, but she doesn't want to, okay? That's the situation, right? So it is not easy. You say that I'm gonna hold myself, and then you don't know what will happen, because all your body will be how to say, vibrating in a totally different frequency. There will be me in that frequency. Have you tried ejaculating when me standing in front of you in that frequency? No. Okay, so you don't know, right? What will happen. So that's what I'm here to explain. People are very how to say, easy to think, oh, that's exactly what will happen. No, it's not gonna happen this way. I just tell you, right? Let's make a video. Is there requirements? Is there requirements? Always there is the requirements in my studio. I want to meet adults, okay? I want to meet adults, right? So I am more inclined to shoot mature people. If there are a young generation, right, they're most of the time going to become models or going into corn business, adult business, right? I'm okay shooting those, right? But if you are absolutely a child mind and something, I would decline the shoot most of the time because I am not vibrating in a mommy's energy, okay? I'm being very neutral at the shoots and I'm trying to be professional here, okay? So I don't take children, you see? And what I mean by children, you can be 30 years old, but if I feel that you're a child's energy, I'm not gonna take you. Okay? And child's energy is people who scared, who extremely nervous, anxious, paranoid, okay? Like, oh, I wanna bring a deposit because I've been, in these situations before. And no, I'm not gonna take you, right? You need to go to see psychologist first, okay? And then book a shoot. There are a lot of situations like this. So I'm working with adults strictly, right? There are some adults in the child energy. uh, you can't be like 100% all the time adult. Sometimes you flip in the situations, right? Especially when new situation arise, you can flip into the child energy. So I work with them, okay? But people who are absolutely negative, absolutely complaining, hating something, disliking, so on, it's negative energy, like a positive energy, it is also contagious, you see. And with these people it just takes much more time, and I burn too much calories, during the shoot. Okay, so I'm much more interested to shoot with the adults who are okay in their brain. They want to develop, they want to evolve, they want to improve their connection, they want to improve feeling about themselves, they want to be confident, they want to, how to say, get that boost, energy boost. That's what I'm looking for, right? That's the requirement. Okay. Invite my love, my miss you. Okay, what is that? I don't know. No, okay. That's so mean of you, ma'am. Yes, you know. So when people are saying mean, okay, that's the child who's talking, because the only child could be insulted, okay, or upset. Who is upset, you know? Right? The adult person would say, okay, I understand, noted, right? Noted. This is the information being accepted, or, repelled, doesn't matter. That's so mean of you. That's correct, okay? I straight away see children. So good. I'm really happy. Okay, thank you so much for being here today with me. I had some questions answered and I had a chit chat with you. And like I say, when you see me, if you stay on my live, you can ask questions about erotic art, boudoir photography, nudes, right? Artistic nudes, explicit photography, adult fantasies, adult games, what the adults are doing here during photo shoots, behind the scene questions, post production questions, okay, and of course makeovers and photo shoots with hot and sexy models. Okay, that's the topics I am discussing, and today I've covered little bit about couples asking some questions about courses, right? I spoke about Eros course. I think I spoke little bit about adult photography course. Okay, so thank you for being here, listening. Love you, kiss you, mean it. Bye. 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 No, okay, and